Hi guys, welcome to another video. If you've been curious what it's like to live in the Japanese countryside and what you can get there, we've got an apartment tour video for you. Dean has moved from Tokyo recently, and that means of course new apartment, and where before he was living in a 1K, the reference for that in the West would be a studio apartment plus a little kitchen. He's now living in a 2LDK, is that right?
It's 2LDK, yeah.
2LDK, which where he was fitting his life into one room before is now spread across many, essentially a whole house, which must be a different lifestyle entirely.
Yeah, it's a world of difference. So obviously before I had my whole room and my whole life in that one room, now I'm able to branch out and it's more relaxed and yeah, it's just a lot better, I'd say.
Now, a lot of people who watch these videos, I'm totally aware, I see it down in the comments, that people are interested in the cost breakdown, and that's something we're gonna do, yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
We will do.
We'll do it at the end of the video. We'll talk about rent, we'll talk about gas, electricity, so stick through to the end to catch all that good stuff. But first we'll give you a tour through the whole place, and there's lots to see because now Dean's got this awesome big bedroom, he's got multiple windows, it's really well lit, we got this big living room that we're standing in here, which is really nice, plenty of room for friends to come over, even a balcony that's come with the apartment as well. So a great setup, we'll take you through that and then we'll do a breakdown. So let's get started, yeah?
Yeah.
We've started outside because I wanted to highlight, if you're living in the countryside, one of the biggest things that you get for being here is the beautiful natural surroundings. And outside of Dean's apartment here, these are all plum blossom trees. So it's all green now, but when it's around springtime, this is beautiful pink, purple, blooming. It gives the house some privacy, it smells really nice. It's really good, and one of the primary things you get being out here. And then if you follow us over this side, we've got all the beautiful mountain range that goes around beside his house that you can see and get an even better view of from on the balcony up top there. But we'll show you the balcony later so you can check it out. All right, let's head into the house and check this out. Follow me. Dean, as I mentioned, is on the second floor, so that means we gotta go up these stairs when we enter into the house. And I would be remiss to not point out that he has a good relationship at his school with one of his teachers that gave him this awesome golden chicken. You know that you're really getting in with the Japanese staff when they give you a beautiful golden chicken. All right, let's head on up. Welcome to the living room. Now, Dean has, you could describe this, sparsely furnished this room, but that is by design, not by accident. Dean, like myself, prefers a more minimal lifestyle, read a book, work on a personal project, and spend a lot of time watching TV, not so much a necessity. Something I wanted to talk about is, because this is a developing neighborhood, like many are around Japan, if you're not in a new building, this building isn't new, that tons of them are being renovated. So when you move in, there's a really good chance in the countryside, or you should look around at least, for something that's had some work done on it. For example, we'll try not to get too much light into it here, but these windows that Dean has for the balcony, these are newly installed and they're double paned, insulated, great for heating or saving on your heating bill and stuff like that. So really nice details like that you'll find even in a building that's a little bit older. So that's really cool. This was from, I think, a purchase of Dean's himself. That was that on sale at IKEA, Dean?
It was on sale at IKEA.
Lovely, good place to shop, IKEA. Let's head out to the balcony now, and we can talk a little bit about our aspirations and dreams for Dean's balcony. Not only just good for a view. You can see, like we were talking about, you get this view over the top and then out to the mountains. And like I'm now repeatedly talking about, if you look out in a neighborhood like this, it's cool because you're going to see old style houses with the more traditional roofs. But if you look a few roofs over, you're probably going to see something that's brand new and being recently put up within, if not this year, then the year previous to that. So there's a real vibrant, growing, developing community here with lots of options, depending on what your income bracket is and stuff like that. Ever and always, if you live in the countryside, you're probably going to have a lot more flexibility with where you live. It shouldn't be surprising. Some cultural details about if you were going to live in a Japanese apartment. These guys right here, where no Japanese apartment that I have ever seen has a dryer. You'll have these outside on a balcony where you can hang a bar across, and then you're to hang your clothing from it when it's a hot day like this.
These as well, you know what these are? You know what they are?
No, tell me.
So these.
Yes.
These basically, they help foster insulation, because many old Japanese apartments aren't very good at, not very well insulated, especially in the summer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, these actually help foster insulation. So
great.
Which is really, really cool.
We're all learning something today, myself as well. All right, let's head back inside. Plans too to put a table out there so we can drink beer, obviously.
Of course.
Now, a big change for Dean, going from his tiny little apartment before, is having a much more spacious kitchen. You could design this however you want, but I think a big thing that Dean and I can both agree on, if you've seen my other apartment video for my house, is having so much more space when you're cooking is absolutely essential, even for the man who cooks 2 or 3 times a week. But if you cook more, you obviously need this. We've got the little hot plate. How much was that, Dean? That's a deal.
Yeah, it was really, really good. The hot plate was around 5,000 yen, I think.
5,000 yen, yeah, there you go. Sorry, and it's not a hot plate, like that's a full gas stove.
It's a full gas stove, yeah,
so
just a single one.
Very common in Japan, you can pick those up wherever you go, and you get nice, big, deep. I know I'm getting older because I've suddenly started to appreciate when a sink is like much longer and deeper and stuff, so it's easier to clean.
Yeah.
We won't venture into Dean's fridge, but rest assured this is filled with leafy green vegetables. We can go in? Okay, let's go. Let's check it out. Yeah, look at that. Packed to the brim, basically. But hey, no, he passed the test. We got bananas, granola, that's pretty good. I was expecting just like 13 or 14 beers and all out, so pretty good. And then finally, Dean's bedroom. Now, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, Dean, but this is the size of his previous apartment while he was living in Tokyo. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say that's correct.
Yeah, if this is maybe perhaps a little bit bigger even. Bigger bedroom means bigger bed. So this is definitely an upgrade where I think you were on a single futon before?
Yep, a single futon.
Single futon, and now he's on the full, I think this is a double bed.
Yep, just a standard double bed.
Yeah, standard double bed, but you got lots of room to maneuver, whatever for. And you can put in the bedside table. The bedroom is great as well because I keep highlighting windows, people. Windows and light, that's what you want, and that's what you get a lot of when you live in the countryside, which is really nice. That said, why don't we check out the views from the windows, since we've done it already from the balcony. Showing you guys this again to drive home the point that whether it's from the balcony or from the bedroom, you're going to have something really nice to look at, and I'm a staunch believer in the fact that that really has an effect on your general mood. Imagine if this were spring right now and if this was all the plum blossoms that were out there. It makes a big difference when you're getting up and you're doing your day-to-day. So that's one of them. This is the biggest, and then we can go over here for the next. Wanted to show you guys this one because you can't see it right now, but there's a train track that runs along beside us, and it has the benefit of being far enough away that it's not really disruptive, so you can watch it, which is cool. It's an interesting visual feature, but it's not so close that it's waking Dean up every day in the morning. Can you confirm that, Dean?
Yes, it does not wake me up.
Nice, yeah. But still a part of that whole Japanese cultural experience you see the Shinkansen's going by there. Now last but not least, final feature of this awesome bedroom, and the size of this dwarfs even my own at my house, is the walk-in closet. You're not getting a lot of walk-in closets in Tokyo unless you're paying big, big bucks, but it's something that is quite commonplace, ubiquitous even, out here in the countryside. So we will show you that dramatically as the last thing that Dean has here. Dean does a pretty good job as well, actually filling it up with enough clothes. I could not pull this off, but man or woman, if you live out in the countryside, you can look to find something like this. And Dean, you're making pretty good use of it.
Yeah.
It doubles as storage space, obviously.
Yeah, it
as
does.
well.
Many
You
boxes.
may have noticed that if that was somebody else's bedroom, you're not going to store something in there.
No.
So having something as big as this, like, and I'm a big guy, I'm 185, 186 centimeters, 6'1.5" or whatever, and I can comfortably go into here. You're not having to duck your head or anything like that. Really, really, really nice space to have. The bathroom is, I'll use Dean's expression, a bog standard. The sink is a little larger than, again, if you're in a Leo Palace, it's probably about this big. One thing that you will have to do, they offer deals if you move into an apartment like this where they do not come usually equipped with either the gas stove or your washing machine, so it's an extra expense that you have to consider. Although sometimes you can actually, they'll do that as a bundle deal when you pay for the apartment. You can get that at that time. But if you got a credit card, I'd recommend far more going onto Amazon and picking yourself up something, because you'll probably get it cheaper even than the bundle deal that they're going to offer you. So that's something to consider as well. But Dean's got one. Was yours local? You had some like raffles for it or something, didn't you?
I had like a bunch of coupons that I like accumulated over time, and I used the coupons to buy it from like a local electronics store.
Gotcha. And then in here, it's spacious enough. You've got the standard soaking tub. In Japan, you would normally have your shower, you purify, and then you would go into your bath afterwards. Dean's apartment, like my apartment, you can kind of see it tucked away in the corner here. It has this cool thing where you can actually control the temperature prior to you getting into the shower. So if you want it to be at however many degrees, you set that all up, and then as soon as you turn on the water, it's going to be at the temperature that you so desire, which is really, really nice. And that holds true as well of in the kitchen. So when you're in the kitchen, that temperature that you set for your bathroom, it'll be set for whenever you're washing dishes as well, which is really nice, really, really convenient. One more room. I know how people need to see everything. I didn't show a kitchen in my last apartment tour, and it nearly started a revolt, so we'll show you all the rooms. This is Dean's extra room. I think you were thinking of turning this into a study or something?
Yeah, maybe into a study or something.
Study like that. Little extra furnishings for the friends if I'm gonna crash over here. Dean's got that for me. But you can see that this would be somebody else's bedroom. Dean, you were saying there was a family that lived here before?
Previous people were, previous tenants were a family.
Yeah, previous tenants were a family. Also, the house that Dean was in previously had slightly shorter windows.
Yeah, that was a mistake on my
part. A little bit different, which is kind of funny, but it gives it that extra bit of character. But again, a nice big window out the side of the building, also recently installed fixtures, whatever you want to call this, that has really, really good insulation. And overall, a really, really nice size for a bedroom. Yeah, you don't need to fit in something like a king-size bed. It's totally enough space. Okay, that concludes the tour of the actual rooms of the house. So now, let's Dean and I sit down and go over the cost, which you've been so patiently waiting to hear about. Okay guys, promised you those numbers, so we're gonna run through them now. What is the cost breakdown to living out here? So first one up, what is the rent that you pay when you pay for all this delicious space?
Yeah, so including the car parking space I have out there, I have a car out in the countryside, it's 54,000.
54,000
yen. Yeah, 54,000 yen.
So if you want a rough equivalent in US dollars or whatever, it's about 550 bucks.
Yeah.
About $550. That's your primary cost. Next to that we have, let's move on to water. What's your cost?
My water, take a lot of showers, 3,000 yen.
3,000 yen.
Yeah.
That's rent, that's water. Next one up is gas.
Yeah.
How much is gas?
Gas, 2,500 yen.
So affordable, you're seeing a pattern here. Not really, really expensive.
No.
And then the last one is going to be electricity. How much is your electricity?
Electricity is 3,500 yen.
3,500.
And also my internet is...
Okay.
My internet is 5,500.
5,500. So there's a breakdown of the cost for you guys, and you can then, if you're coming over here to live or curious about budgeting in any way, shape, or form, you can use those numbers to give you a rough estimate of what exactly is going on. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again, Dean.
No problem.
It was great to get a chance to come out here. And if you like videos like this, please do hit that like button. If you want to catch more videos all around Japan, then hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell next to the subscribe if you want to get notifications when the videos are put up on the channel. I'll put my social media down at the bottom of the screen now, so please do follow me there if you want to check out some more stuff around Japan. I'm quite active on Snapchat, stuff like that. Check out my Patreon, I'll put it up there if you're interested in supporting the channel, which allows me to grow. I really appreciate that as well. Thank you so much, everybody. What's the cost that you're paying for your rent now? I'll throw that out for a discussion in the comments down below. Are you paying a lot of rent? Where do you live? How does it compare? If you're in the countryside where you live, what are you paying for your apartment there? It's a good thing to have a discussion. Let's compare these different costs around the world. Thanks again for checking out the video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.